Okay, so great. You guys go ahead and mute yourselves if you want. And we're ending on Wednesday nights. I'm trying to get everybody into this habit and do it now, even if you are just a brand new coach, even if you do not have any coaches at all. Get into this habit now, because once you start building your team, it's going to be something that you do every single day. And I know a lot of you are like, what? Because if you don't have any coaches, still just go in there and pretend to check it, because it is such a good habit to get into. I do it every day now. And you will get to that point where you will have to check your sponsorship drill down every single day. And if you have coaches, really, you should be checking them every day. So every Wednesday night, though, you need to check, and you want to, if you're only on Wednesday night, you need to do it at a time where, if I'm going to turn mutes. Let's see here, mutes.
Hey, Brandy.
Yes.
Your bandwidth is low. I don't know how many devices you have running Wi-Fi on the same network right now, but you might turn the Wi-Fi off on a few of them.
Okay. Oh, you mean different pages?
Not different pages, like different devices, like cell phones, things like that.
Oh, my cell phone. Okay. I'll go take that. I'll just turn it off. Okay. Hold on just a second.
Sorry, guys.
Part of it might be the weather here too. It's kind of icky. Okay. Let me know if that doesn't work. Is that better?
It warns us when it happens, so I don't.
Okay.
I'll know in a few minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna mute. Okay. Let me know. Okay. So check your sponsorship drill down every Wednesday. I have to do it every day now, and I know Christy has to do it every day now. I can't even see who's all on here. Amy, you're probably getting to that point where you need to check it every day. And if you don't know how to do that, you just go to my business, go to my sponsorship drill down, personally sponsored coaches, and go to drill down. And you can check 5 levels down how your coaches are doing and who's active, who's going inactive. And if they're showing up red, that means they're projected to be inactive. And so then you want to click on their coach ID, and you can see it might be a thing where they're not really going to go inactive. It might be a thing where their Shakeology is just being shipped, but you can find the order details on that. So that is just something that I, in the last, 7 or 8 months, have got into the habit of checking it every single morning. Like even before I get on Facebook, I check my drill down. So I just want to teach you guys now, because that was just something, I didn't know to do, but now I check it every single day. And you don't want to wait till Wednesday night at 11:30, because boom, if you are a diamond coach and you've got, one coach and you didn't know, or you're an emerald coach and you see one coach going and you're going to lose your emerald, you don't want to lose that thinking, oh my gosh, I only have a half an hour to figure it out. So just get in that habit, because this was a habit that I did not get into until I really had to do it. But it's going to save you so much headache if you just get into this habit now. And like I said, even if you don't have any coaches, just get into that habit and do it, because you're building teams. Anybody have any questions about that? Okay, so I've got 10 habits that if you want to be, maybe your first step is you're just dreaming about emerald, or maybe you're like shooting for diamond, or maybe you're shooting for star diamond. But no matter what your goal is, these are 10 things that you have to do every single day. And this was such a good call from Mindy Wender, and I absolutely loved it. And the first thing she says is you have to believe in yourself. And that comes from doing personal development every single day. That is something that I do not miss anymore. Even if it's just 10 minutes, you get 10 minutes in no matter what. I fall asleep with earbuds in my ears now. Like, personal development is that important. It will change your business. It did. It took me from diamond coach to where I am now. If it wasn't for personal development, there's no way you can build a team. There is not. There's no way you can build a strong team. There's no way that you can start believing in yourself, because a lot of this business is you have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in our products. You have to believe in Shakeology. You have to believe in the workouts. So when somebody tries to knock you down or knock down your belief system, it's not going to bother you. And there's so many books, you know, but everybody knows I love Jen Sincero right now. You're a badass. And I swear, every time I listen to that, I get so pumped up, and I have no fear. I can post whatever. It's crazy. I can post whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. It's a really good book for you to start believing in yourself. And don't let the name fool you. She's actually, if this bothers you, she's actually a Christian, and she talks about that. But she doesn't put up with BS either. It's really an awesome book. So I hope everybody will listen or read that. Another thing is, this is so huge. Also with the belief is consistency. You have to be posting. You have to be on here no matter what is going on in your life. And I tried to prove that very early on when I was very pregnant and we were building a new house and 2 other kids. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to build this business. I am not going to let it get me down. And I was kind of forced to build this business, to be honest, because financially I had to build this business. I had no other choice. We're building a new house. I had started paying bills by that time, and it scared the crap out of me, to be honest. And it forced me to work like a boss. Like, it forced me to be a leader. And if you have a team under you, you have to be consistent, because your team is only going to follow what you do. There are some days, being very pregnant, I mean, I hit Success Club when I was in labor, and that is the honest God's truth. I was at 6, and I'm like, I got to get to 10. And you know how it is when you're in labor with an epidural, though. You don't really feel anything. But I had 2 people message me, and they bought challenge packs right then and there. I hit 10. So I'm going to prove to everybody that no matter what is going on, you got this. If you really want this business to work for you, it will. But you have to believe in yourself with personal development, and you have to be consistent. You know, there's a calendar. You don't have to perfectly go by it, but it is a guideline to help you, to show you what we're going to be doing every week. And, you know, if you want to do things differently, that's fine, but it is a guideline to help you and to show you that we have a system in place, and that you need, as a leader, you need to be running challenge groups every 30 days. You need to be running, we already have the coach sneak peeks done, so you don't even have to do anything. All you have to do is add people and invite people. So it also tells you on the calendar, you know, when you should be posting what, you know, and things like that. So be consistent no matter what, because, you know, you just have to be if you want this business to work. And it's hard. I don't want to be consistent. I have slept 0 hours, and that's no lie. I have a baby that doesn't sleep. And I'm not trying to tell you that I am all Wonder Woman, because I'm not, because I'm a really big B to my husband right now. But I'm just telling you that I haven't had no sleep. And I'm building a business. I'm building a team. I've signed 2 coaches this week. I've already at Success Club this week. And that's not saying that I am anything, you know, but I'm just saying that anybody can do this business. Anybody. You just have to believe in the whole situation and be consistent, and personal development. Chat. It's lagging a little bit because, okay. Is it better now? Because I just got that. I hope so. Is it better, guys? Shake your heads. Better? Okay. Okay, so here we go. If you really want this business to work, you need to be meeting and inviting. And like I said, this is if you want to be successful. If you want to be a successful coach, you need to be inviting and adding 5 new people every single day. Okay, let me rephrase inviting. I like to use the word connecting, and that is kind of what I've been telling my new coaches, because inviting really is all about connecting with people. I can't even remember who messaged me tonight. Jill had a girl, she put herself in a group you know, when they went on their honeymoon to Jamaica, and they have these groups like Jamaica groups and stuff. And she put herself in a group and added friends, and a girl messaged her today asking her what workout she was doing. And I, you know, she said, well, how do I invite her? It's like, don't necessarily think of it as inviting. When she messages you, ask her how she's doing. You know, has she been back to Jamaica? Are they ready to go back? What has she been up to? And, you know, and then end with a question. So don't always start it off about fitness and join my challenge group, because honestly, that scares people away. And I think that she said her first question was, I don't know if she's on here or not, but I think she said her first question to her was, well, have you ever heard of Beachbody? And I said, you know, I wouldn't use the word Beachbody because, I think somebody's at my house. Oh, I said I wouldn't even use the word Beachbody because, you know, that might scare her away at first. Like, oh my gosh, what? But if you ask her questions about her life and what's going on, then she will be better to get back with you. Hey guys.
Okay, guys. Sorry.
Bobby's okay.
Sorry for Bowman. I just got here. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So does anybody have any questions about, does anybody have any questions about that, connecting with 5 to 10 new people every day? Hi. Bobby's nephews are down from Florida, or up from Florida. Number 2 goes with the whole personal development thing. You have to constantly be working on yourself, and that doesn't. Yeah, you have to be doing a program in Shakeology. But when I talk about working on yourself, I'm talking about your inside. That was my missing link. I swear that is what changed my business, is being consistent with personal development every single day. And I tell my coaches, my new coaches, don't be like me when I was a new coach and I was drilled into my head to do personal development, and I just didn't think I had time for it. And when I went to my very first summit, I still get chills when I talk about it. I heard John Maxwell speak, and I just got it. It's like, oh my gosh, no wonder why these coaches are so successful. They are doing personal development every single day. And so, you know, if I give you any advice, please don't think that you can do anything else and forget about that, because it's probably almost more important than your workout for this business to be successful, because it is going to teach you how to talk to people. It is going to teach you how to deal with negative people. You know, I used to let negative people get to me and I just brush it off. I don't really care anymore. It doesn't bother me anymore. You know, I'm not negative on Facebook about anything anymore. I don't have negative thoughts about anything. It's very positive for your business. It's going to teach you how to deal with your coaches. It's going to teach you how to be a better mom, a better wife, a better everything. It's just all around going to help you be a better person. So, everybody got that? Number 3, hosting monthly challenge groups. This is something that we obviously know that we need to be doing, hosting monthly challenge groups. And so I think most of us are doing that on here, hosting a monthly challenge group. You guys have any questions about that? My new coaches are going to be running their challenge groups with me. So they are already inviting for that. You guys need to be presenting the business 5 times a week. Thanks, bye, Betty. Bye. And there's different ways that you guys can present the business. For one thing, we did our coach sneak event last night. Raise your hand if you guys had at least one person join that event. Okay. So it's Cheryl, you crack me up. I love you. You know, it says on the calendar when to invite and how to invite. I've even put examples, you know, in, and I even tell my coaches, copy what I'm doing. It doesn't matter. Okay. Jen Sincero, you're a badass. I just read that. Sorry, that was the book. So that's one way you guys can invite. You know, you don't have to do any of the work, but invite people to the event. And that's really simple because it's not like putting yourself out there too much if that scares you a little bit. But presenting the business at least 5 times a week, That might even be to a couple of your challengers that's been on Shakeology for a really long time. And maybe you're like, would you ever like to save some money on your Shakeology? And you send them a short video. It doesn't mean that you have to message 5 people and say, hey, I'm a coach and I'm building a team, and would you like to be a Beachbody coach too? Like, that would totally turn them off, right? By presenting the business too. It might be you posting on Facebook. Me and Jolene were talking about her first paycheck coming up, which is pretty good. And she was like, I want to talk about that tomorrow on Facebook. I was like, oh yeah, like go out and get your nails done. And she was like, better yet, I'm going to buy a new dress and get my nails done and take pictures. I'm like, yes, like that is presenting the business. People are going to be wondering, what is she doing to be making extra money like that? So that is presenting the business. Amanda Graves, when you get your nails done every week, you say Beachbody's paying for this. They're Amy too. Yeah, my 2 nail girls. So you need to be presenting business 5 times a week, because to be successful in this business, it is not, me and Lana were talking about that tonight. I don't know if she's on here or not, because she was like, wow, like she was just like, she's going to find a coach, and she's like, I'm finally getting it. And she's like, here, I thought it was all about selling. I'm like, no, it's not. You need to be building a team. And the only how you guys can build a team is by being consistent and believing in what we're doing and presenting the business. Or else nobody is going to know what you're doing. There's nobody that's going to know what you're doing. And you need a success partner that's going to push you. Like, I kind of have one, and if I have skipped a morning post, like, Brandy, are you okay? Like, why have you not posted? And it'll be like 10 o'clock. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, okay. So you need somebody that is going to push you. When you when you have a success partner, everybody needs one. Don't make sure your success partner is going to push you. Let's see, I'm going to mute. I don't know who that is, but I'm going to mute him. Let's see. Okay. So whoever your success partner is, make sure that it's somebody that is going to move you forward in your business and not bring you down. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but you guys, I think all of you are here because you want to build a business of some kind, whether you want to quit your job or not. But I know everybody here would like extra money. I mean, I don't know who doesn't want extra money. So vacations for your family, whatever that might be, pay off your house, pay off your cars, I don't know. But it all goes within this. And consistency, like I said, is huge, because it's the little things you do every single day that is going to build your business. And you don't notice it working at the time, but it does, trust me. Because one day you'll wake up and you'll be like, oh my gosh, like those little bitty things that you do every day. And it's so easy not to do them. It's so easy. That's why it's hard, because it's so easy to say you don't feel like doing it. So again, that's why it's hard too. And that is why you have to have a very big why. Because if you do have a very big why, then you're going to make sure it happens. And I think that's what changed in me too. I have a really big why. So I'm going to do it no matter what. Anybody have any questions about that? Also, I recommend Jim Rohn. He's awesome. Building Your Network Marketing Business. And it's an oldie, but it's a goodie. And I think you can actually watch it for free on YouTube. He talks all about presenting your business and things like that. He is, I'm sure everybody here has heard of Jim Rohn. He's awesome. Track your progress. So you cannot be talking to 100 people a week and just think that you're going to track it through your cell phone. Because trust me, I've done that before. And totally get lost, and before you know it, you were supposed to follow up with somebody on Friday, and that was 5 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden you just happen to see that message. So track your progress. Whatever system you use, I've tried Google Docs, I've tried all that stuff. It's not for me. So I'm a pen and paper person, so I have to track my stuff on pen and paper. Everybody's different. Asana is a really good app that you can use to track your progress. I know a lot of people use that, and I've tried, but like I said, I just go back to my pen and paper. And but make sure you're tracking your progress every single day. And have your goals set for you every single day in your to-do list every single day. So like, I am going to talk to 5 new people today. Make sure your list is out so you can write them down. Okay. Number 6. This is something that's huge and has helped me so much. Setting goals. And before I got into this, before I really started working the business, I didn't set goals. It probably wasn't until I had a goal to get to 2-star and then to 5-star. I started setting goals. Like, okay, I'm going to get to 3-star now. I got to figure this out. I'm going to get to, then I'm going to get to 4-star, then I'm going to get to 5-star. I'm going to figure this out. So now I have a goal how I'm going to get to 10-star. So I have that written down. It's my password, whatever. It's not my password anymore, but when I was trying to reach 5-star, my password for everything was Elite 5-star. And so every time I had to type into Facebook or wherever, to pay a payment or whatever, my password was always Elite 5-star. And it was because I had to see it and say it every single day. And that is kind of what helped me, because if I wrote it down on a piece of paper, my kids are probably going to take it and rip it up or whatever. So for me to be able to type it in and know that when I got on Facebook, that I was not there to scroll the news feed, I was not there to mess around, I was there to work. And so setting goals is huge. So some of you guys might have, hold on, I'm going to go in my bedroom real quick because I think I have company. Hold on just a second. Hey, Bobby? Bobby? Hold on, guys. Bobby? Your mom's here. I got to go in here. I have this on. You guys there? Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. Okay, can you guys see me? Sorry about that. Okay. I'm in my son's bedroom now. I'm gonna mute everybody. Okay. If you can, mute yourself. I don't know what happened. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So setting goals is huge for your business. If you don't set any kind of goals, then you're probably not going to go very far in the business. So maybe your first goal is just to get to Emerald. And if that's your first goal, write that down and see that and have a date attached to it. You need a date. And I think that kind of got with me when, corporate has dates for certain, when you get to 2-star, the date to get the bonus is they have a date for it. You have to be X, Y, and Z. 5-star, everything has to be in place by this certain date. So that's why having a date attached to your goal is so huge. And so if you want to be diamond, have a date set and write it down where you have to see it, breathe it, live it every single day. If because that is what helped me, is to have a date set to your goal. If you don't have a date, then you will just forget to work that day, or you just won't do it because it's not that important. But when you have a date set to it, it really does put things in motion. That has really helped me a lot. And Setting Goals by Brian Tracy, that's a really good book to listen to, or book to read, or Audible. Getting on your team calls, which you guys can check this off your list because you're here. I know that you guys can be, especially if you're a new coach, it is a little overwhelming at first. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many calls. Pick two if you have to. I would do the national wake-up call and your team call, because it's very important for you to be attached to your team. You need to be checking in your team page once a day. You need to just be interacting. Doesn't mean you need to stay in there 20 minutes and chit chat about everything, but you do need to check in things that are going on and just being involved with your team, because we're a team. It's a team effort. And so show up on the team Zooms. It's really, really, really important. In the national wake-up call is a never want to miss, for sure. The last one is huge too. It's Success Club. It should be a non-negotiable for you. Even if you're a brand new coach, I'm sure your uplines talk to you about Success Club. it is now when I sign new coaches, it's like the very first thing that I get into, where before I didn't. But hitting Success Club is another thing that has changed my business from, making not a whole lot of money to making really good money. And it's because I hit Success Club. Because when they told me, Brandy, you have to hit Success Club, you don't sit there and argue with somebody that knows what they're doing. And you don't sit there and argue and whatever, it's not that important, though you might think it at first. But when they tell you to do something and that person is very successful and all they want is to help you be successful, you just figure it out. And there is no excuse for there's not enough information or there's not enough training, because I always have my coaches in trainings. We have a diamond coach going on right now. We have a new coach training going on. It's in the file section, but I will tell you, YouTube was my very best friend when I started really working the business. I YouTubed the heck out of every question that I ever had or that I did not understand, because there was a time that I did not understand Success Club. And so I YouTubed it and I watched and watched and watched till I figured it out. And just like, earning elite points, I did not understand what that meant. And that was something that I had to YouTube and watch and watch and watch and watch over and over again. And it's really hard, I know, when you have kids and things, but, something else I've learned, you got to have your time set every single day. Okay. Like I said, if you treat this like a hobby, you're going to get paid like a hobby. If you treat this like a job and a business, you will get paid like a job and a business. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you have 45 minutes a day to work this business. You can be very successful in 45 minutes a day. In fact, I see people get more successful by working a short amount of time because they have their list out and they're getting shit done like right then and there, instead of scrolling the news feed or checking this message and doing this and this and this. You will get paid like a hobby if you treat this like a hobby. If you treat this like a job, you do not take off on your job. You do not quit your job. You do not, I just don't feel like it today job, because you're not going to get paid. And so you have to treat this like a business and a job, because then you are going to start get paid like that. And you are going to start to see all the benefits happen. Okay. Your teams, you got to build up your teams. Like, it's so important. You have to have a time for everything. You don't want to be checking your messages all day long. That's just not any kind of sane life. You need to have one, even if that's 10 minutes a day, that is when I'm going to check in with my coaches, or 15 minutes a day or whatever. Because if you're not doing this full time yet, that might be what it's going to be for you. But no matter what, you have to get your teams trained. As soon as you sign a coach, you need to do that getting started call with them ASAP. You need to send them, what do they want out of this business, which is in the file section. You need to get them in a training as soon as possible, and the training is in the file section. So if you'd rather do it that way, they can do week 1, week 2, week 3, like week 1 at a time, and then they tag you. And that was something that I got in the wall, that group that I'm in. And I thought it was kind of a cool idea. But you have to be training your team. If you're not hitting Success Club, how do you expect your team to hit Success Club? To be a successful coach, your coaches have to do good. So you have to set the bar very, very, very high. And this is not in a greedy way or anything, but my coaches will never, and I mean this in a good way, because you guys are going to understand this. I am always going to have the most Success Club points, because I am the leader and I am going to set the bar very, very high. And even if it's like friendly competition, you're at this and you're at this, like, I will get there, because you have to set the bar in your business. You have to hit Success Club. You have to set your bar, because your coaches are going to eventually, they're just going to follow you. Even if they don't get it at first, they are just going to follow your lead. And, that's kind of what happened with Jamie. You started seeing her getting successful, and you just start to follow what they do. Does anybody have any questions? I can write this list down, put it in our team page if that helps. No questions? You need to be setting a goal, how many coaches you're going to sign a month. Okay. I have a goal of 8 coaches a month. That doesn't mean I'm going to hit it every month, but even if it's just 2 coaches a month, you need to have a goal how many you're going to set. And that, like, again, that is just how big or how fast you want to get there. Okay. If you're somebody that wants to quit their job and you want to do this full time so you can stay home, then you need to, I'm going to sign 8 coaches a month, because honestly, not every coach in your downline is going to work the business. So that's why you have to keep building the ones and finding the ones that are. I never want to see the excuse or hear the excuse anymore that there's just not enough people. I just tell everybody, get out of your circle of your small town, get out of it. Just being in new groups that I'm in, pick 5 groups to put yourself in and start adding those people as friends. Because I found out the other day that there were 2 or 3 people that have never heard about the 21-day fix. And I thought that was impossible. I thought everybody's heard of the containers, but they had never heard of the containers. I'm like, that just goes to show you, and Jill was talking to that girl today. Have you ever heard of Beachbody? She didn't even know what Beachbody was. And we're building relationships like crazy with the United Nations right now. I put myself in an insanity group, and I know Heather did too. I think somebody, Darla. And I'm telling you what, I've already got 3 girls lined up to sign up as coaches. So think that way too, because I'm not saying for sure that they're going to open at Summit, but they're eventually going to open in the United Kingdom. So it is a good idea to start building relationships with those people too, because they are Beachbody freaks over there. It is like a complete virgin area. I mean, it's just like somebody could be a Lindsay Matway in no time because they got the right people over there. You see what I'm saying? So you got to think about starting to build those relationships now. Keep building your teams, being consistent, doing your personal development, show up every day, have a goal, make weekly goals. I hope this helped, and I will write this list out and put it in our team page. Okay, well, nobody has any questions, and I'll let you guys get back to your families.
Hi, Mom.
Hi. Thanks, guys. Thank you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Hi.
You say hi. Hi.
That's a doable thing. Oh, I just seen that, Shannon. Yes, please, if you could have the list, that would be great.
Hi.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Somebody's saying hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.